Yo, I wanted to give a nice little message too. I just had thoughts. I don't always agree with what that rat Tucker Carlson always says. I think he's suspect sometimes because he's in the very corrupt media, same as everyone else. But he made a good point tonight about one thing, and that is, can we please just push for peace with Ukraine and Russia? We don't want regime change. Putin is supposed to step down, I believe, in 2023 sometime, but that's not our affairs. We don't need that. I tried to give counsel to him because, look, you're stuck. Look what a great situation. Sure enough, it's like stalemate, but you have a mightier army because there's so many more people, but it's not a great situation, and I just pray for peace. I understand there was at one point a framework whereby they have nothing to do with NATO, and your troops can leave. I understand there's land grab stuff, but really it's not that. All things considered, put a Disney World in that region, to that end, what's the American doing? What is anyone in the world doing if you're not just pushing for peace? And we don't need regime change here. That is a direct threat to, I'm not trying to, I understand I'm upset at what the Russians did as well, Mr. Putin. You kidding me? You seem to have leveled cities in Ukraine, and that's your kin, like I said. But it was not a special op. That was something of a war, sir. It wasn't just a one battle either. So even if you disagree with me about that, we understand you're not bluffing when it comes to your nukes. And I understand both sides. Even President Zelensky should probably cool it with the rhetoric. But I would point out, sir, that Ukraine gave up its nukes. And that is something that your country and my country did not do. Had we done that, we'd have all the fuel safe and sound. Remember how Hillary Rodham gave you extra uranium rods too because she's so smart? I don't hate you or Russia once, sir. The Chinese, I thank them so much for saying the right thing. All sides, we need peace here. You know why they said that? They're right. Simple as that. No one wants this stuff. There's a better currency in a better way. This is not the way. And I just, America should not once try to save face here with anything. But they'll never learn until they're forced to learn. They already know that. It's despicable. Some of them the double standard of certain hypocrisies. But that's not just our country, and we are very, very sorry. We deeply regret, whatever Smeagol did with this app, all right? Especially the American Smeagol, all right? See him on the interstate or whatever? That's a joke from a parody of a song that doesn't actually exist, but I say it. I'm a nobody. It's not that. I like being a grunt and just an American citizen, but I ain't got no rights, and I seem to notice a double, and it's not correct. As far as I'm concerned, someone here, quote unquote, not legally, but they want to do the American dream thing and obey our laws and stick to our way of governance and things, is way more of a right to stay here than the actual American born here who hates that. And that's their sworn enemy now, is that stuff. I don't think all that a Tucker. But a lot of people, no, they don't, nothing never clicks why we don't need an election before we can fix this stuff with the TV and the internet and the free internet versus the Gestapo crap. I know there's a there, just the same as all of you. I mean, I hate to prove how dirtbaggy these companies are. Bill Gates does get it, but he's not going to help. Elon Musk even gets it, but he's trying to help. He's the one, and they see how good your money gets you, and you're just a little douchebag like anyone else. You're not on our data set as being mean enough that you would do that, and it's more of an ideology, I think, with the perks and the data for the pain or whatever. Pal, you can have your piece of game, but you can't take it with you, and you were lied to. Now that you know the truth, beep, beep, you're in terrible hands. But you want to you pledge surety or whatever. That's stupid. No, you also pledged allegiance to the flag, and if you're in this country, You know exactly which one first. You can't serve both like the tech companies or the cool clubs with the handshakes, or you can't serve that stuff and serve like the Constitution and our country and what it actually is. Not what like idiots who gamble it away to other countries like 20 times a day in the shadows do like all around them all the time. We can do better than that, but we need good faith, and like nobody's infallible here. Except if you're smart, God and Jesus. Savvy. But listen, I don't hate you if you don't buy that. No, really. Do you get separation of church and state? And like, I'm madder at the Christians than anyone else, because how could they? But so it is with the atheist, all right? How could you? That's how I feel about a lot of them with this like Hydra app and these things. Turning a blind eye to like, no, I'm in the mob, I'm cool too, I think I forget about it or whatever. You know, I'm in the process of trying my very best to tread lightly, and I speak in codes. I put like a Naruto meme. Oh my goodness, I must have died, but that's not the way. You're trying to bastardize and ruin even like what those people tried to do. You wouldn't like have it out to like make a town where like kids couldn't feel safe walking around and playing with their kids that way. I mean, we understand big cities, sometimes it's not always totally free, but like, wait a minute. The adult, at least in this country, completely shanked like the younger generation. They have no plans for them. They learned about selfish way of like thinking and how it won't fall back on their heads because they'll be gone and then the next ones get it. You'll hang it around their neck and go boop and even put in a commercial to foreshadow how cool you must be. I know about you people, Lily, or whatever. Anyway. It's sad, but I have to watch and warn and wash my hands of it again. But please understand what I'm saying about this war with Ukraine and Russia, and how I beg of you to find peace with each other, because ultimately you are going to be stronger in the long run if you're friends and allies like usual and can get past this and in time restore like the train that runs from Ukraine right to Moscow and right to Kyiv to Moscow train and back, like a peaceful, like a cool train or whatever. Why don't you just work towards peace, please? And the Americans and everyone else should butt the fuck out with like, oh, they have to be in NATO, or oh, they have to join unions, or oh, they have to do what they have to do to get peace. And understand, Mr. Putin, the rest of we're not going to abandon them no matter what. But we should be pushing for peace and not more war. That's ridiculous. We don't even fight alongside them. That is not sustainable, Mr. President Zelensky, sir. Anyone who cares about your country and the people in it should be pushing for immediate ceasefire and peace the whole time. If they're not, they're failing you. Full stop. And Putin, please, we get you and probably not bluffing totally, but just don't escalate nuclear talks, and please push peace and legacy, and please, I pray for your soul. I'm worried about that, sir. No one else is, but I am. All right?